guys, it's Nikki, creator of Nikki's Homemade Crafts. Today I would like to teach you the difference between yarn over versus yarn under. I'm going to have two examples. One would be single crochet and one would be Tunisian, also single crochet. Before I show you the exact technical difference between the yarn over versus the yarn under, I would like to show you first a visual difference between the two and why it's important to do the yarn over. So if you're looking at these two swatches right here, you can immediately see a big difference. Here you can see that these stitches are twisted, and the twist is happening because it is a yarn under. This doesn't have the twist going on, as you can see right here. Both of them are single crochet. So the yarn over is the proper way to do it. First of all, because of the look, this is how it's supposed to look like. However, if you prefer this kind of look, go for it. Do the yarn under. But there's another big important reason why you should be doing the yarn over. Look at these two swatches. They have the same amount of chains and stitches and rows. This one is a lot bigger than this one. Can you see the difference? And also, the tension is a lot better. This is a lot tighter than this one. And then also this one is easier to do than this one. So when I show you the actual stitch in a moment, you can see that you're using a lot more yarn for the correct way, which is the yarn over versus the yarn under. Now you might say, but I don't want to use that much yarn. Well, you're going to have a hard time and your wrist is going to hurt when you do the yarn under, because it's a lot harder to do because of the tension. The same is true for Tunisian. Let me hold this a little bit better so you can see exactly the difference. And I'm going to use my hook here to show you. Can you see that there's a twist going on right here? You actually don't see that twist right here. It is straight. Here's a twist, here it's straight. Also, both of these swatches have the same amount of chains across a row. You can again see that this piece is a lot bigger than this one. In fact, this one is really, really hard to do if you do yarn under. You want to make sure you do yarn over, especially for Tunisian. So I'm going to show you now both techniques, and I'll show you exactly the difference between yarn over versus yarn under. For yarn over in single crochet, you insert your hook and you wrap the yarn around the hook so the yarn is over the hook. It doesn't matter whether you're using knife style or pencil style. It needs to be yarn over. You pull through and then you do that again, yarn over, and you pull through. Let me show you again. Remember, I'm not teaching you how to do single crochet here. I'm teaching you that the yarn needs to be over the hook. Again, over the hook. You want to make sure your yarn is over the hook. That is the proper way on how to do yarn over. Now let me show you yarn under the incorrect way. For yarn under, you would insert your hook and you have the yarn under the hook. So what most people do is they just pull it through. It twists the yarn right there, and then you have to again pull through. It makes an X. Can you see that right there? So this is yarn under. Can be a little harder to do unless you're used to it. And pull it through. So again, every time you do yarn under, the yarn is underneath the hook. Now, of course, if you try to have that kind of X over here, it would make sense that you would want to use it. But it can be a lot harder to do, and the tension is a lot tighter. Why is the tension tighter? Because look at the difference between yarn under, you don't use that much yarn, but yarn over does use a lot more yarn. Okay, so yarn under doesn't use a lot of yarn. As you can see right here, I don't use that much yarn. I use this tiny bit. Now for yarn over, I would use a lot more. Can you see that? So again, this is the incorrect way unless you're going for this type of X. For Tunisian crochet, it's the same thing. You put your yarn through, you wrap over your yarn, so it's the yarn over, every time you pull up a loop. Once you have all your loops for the Tunisian simple crochet stitch, you can see it's very loose. So now you need to go back. So again, you wrap your yarn over the hook, and it's a lot easier and smoother to go through. It's very easy to pull your yarn through when you do yarn over. The tension is loose, and it makes the stitch the proper look. Now let me show you yarn under for Tunisian, which is a lot harder to do, and I would not recommend that. And it's also the incorrect way. So here's my piece for yarn under. For yarn under, you simply just pull your yarn through like this, where the yarn is under the hook. Now if you look closely, you can see that the yarn is twisting when you do that. And because you're using less yarn when you do that, the tension is going to be tighter. It's getting a lot harder to do as I go on in my stitches. Can you see that it's a lot harder? It's very tight. Can also be a lot harder to get the yarn around your hook. So as you can see, this is very hard, curls a lot. So now I'm going to have a hard time going back when I do yarn under, but I'll show you anyways. Pull your yarn and go under. Now that can be very challenging when you do yarn under. It doesn't use a lot of yarn. So as you can see, I'm having a hard time to bend my hook in a way with the yarn that I can go through when you use yarn under. This proves to you that yarn under is the incorrect way for crochet. There you go. It's very hard. The tension is tight. The yarn is twisted. It shouldn't be that way. So let me show you again the proper way. Can you see the difference between the stitch tension? It's amazing. It has the same amount of stitches across. This one is a lot looser than this one. So let me summarize. You want to do yarn over, not yarn under, unless you're going for this specific style of how the stitch looks like. This might look very good in rounds, but be aware the tension is very tight, and you might have a hard time crocheting, and your hand or your wrist might hurt after a while. The correct way is yarn over. The tension is the proper way. The stitches look exactly how they're supposed to, and it's a lot easier to do. The same is true for Tunisian. You want to make sure you do yarn over and not yarn under. I hope this video explained well why you want to do yarn over versus yarn under, and I also showed you how to do exactly that stitch style. So I hope this video was very helpful to you. Please like, comment, and share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Bye.